Here we go, live. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Good evening. Warm welcome to all of you to this systematic study of Bhagavad Gita class, Gita Amrutam Rasamalayam. We are on Dhyana Yoga, Yoga of Self-Control. Very interesting topic, and we are going to engage you, enlighten you, absorb you in the session today. Let's start with a quick look at the agenda. We are going to do verses 8 to 14, followed by quiz, audience reflections. You will have time for audience reflections. This is our promise. Followed by Q&A. Before I start the session, I want to do a bit of a mind check. You must all come out openly and tell me whether your mind is peaceful or restless as we talk now, here and now. First question. Is your mind peaceful or restless? Just react. You don't have to do anything. Say thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up is peaceful, thumbs down is restless. Please go ahead.
और ये
And
मिक्स
I
रहता है,
can.
कभी कभी थम्स अप रहता है, कभी थम्स डाउन रहता है.
So I can see. Let us give a minute. So peaceful, very good. प्रभु जी भी पीसफुल थे, अभी भी पीसफुल है. I can't react, is it, Prabhu ji?
You can. You can just go to
मेरा
that. You're not able to see that.
वेरी सरप्राइजिंग. आई कांट सी. ये मैकबुक है ना.
Oh, okay.
सो Ramesha is thumbs up. Or you can even put it in the chat box. Feeling good, feeling not good, restless. वो भी चलेगा. I can see the few reactions. Anyway, the whole essence of this exercise is to take a dipstick survey. Where are we and what are we feeling as we enter this class? And it is all our objective that we want to be peaceful. So we are leading to that step where what is that reason for us to seek peace and what is the challenge we are facing? The next question is, does your mind always listen to you? Not just now, maybe over the day, over the last few months. What do you think? You can again respond on the chat, raise your hands. If you say yes, say type yes. If you say no, thumbs down. That's also fine. This is the second question of the day. So Ramesha says his mind always listens to him. Excellent. Let me see the chat. In the chat, everyone. Anusha says no. Let me wait for a minute. I can see Prabhuji saying no. Bhuvanidhi says no. Krishna Mohandas says not always. Mithali says no. Saptadeep says nope. Excellent. Thank you very much. So this very clearly tells us that this lesson is not theory. This is practical. This is what we can adopt in our lives to become peaceful. And the third question is leading into this session. If the mind is so difficult, how do we control it? Some of us have some answers, vague realization. Some of us have read Gita, so we know it very well. But I want this to be the door opener to our session today. If we are facing this challenge of being peaceful, we always want to be peaceful, but we are not. We want our minds to listen to us, but many a times it doesn't listen to us. So Krishna says, Please go through these verses carefully, and there lies the solution. So, welcome to the session. Krishna answers the session. What have we observed in the last few minutes exercise? Restless mind, yet we seek peace. Is this not contradictory? If we are able to have a restful mind, we are well within our rights to expect peace. But if we are having a restless mind, how can we expect peace? The session talks us or takes us through conquering the mind which is so finicky. And we will be sharing Krishna's meditation blueprint. The one single line answer to this challenge is fix your mind on Krishna. That is the secret of yogic peace. That is the secret for all of us who are searching peace. What is this mind? Why is it so difficult? What makes it challenging? The mind, this world, the mind constantly wanders. True peace begins when we learn where to anchor it. And Krishna is telling us, anchor it on me. So, what is this mind like? Let us understand. The mind is like a ship. There are many examples. This is one of them. The mind is like a ship in the ocean. The world is restless because we face waves of anxiety, waves of depression, waves of challenges, and there are strong winds which disturb our thinking. Without stability, the ship will drift aimlessly. Without stability, without an anchor, our mind will also drift aimlessly. So, what is our anchor? Like a ship comes to a harbor and drops its anchor and finds stability, we must anchor our mind in Krishna to find stability. And that stability is peace. And one line formula, our anchor in life, at any point in time, it could be day, light, monsoon, summer, winter, it doesn't matter. There's only one constant formula. Krishna says, drop the anchor and remember me. That's the golden takeaway for this session today. Let me start by offering obeisances to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. My obeisances to you, sir. Shiksha Guru, His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji. Let us start with offering our Guru Pranam mantra. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. With this, let's go to the first slide where we love going to Golok Vrindavana and we have the Golok Express chugging along smoothly. We are in Dhyana Yoga station. And what are we going to study today? As we just discussed, Krishna's meditation blueprint, and that is Dhyana Yoga. Fixing the mind on Krishna is the secret of yogic peace. Is it difficult for all of us to follow? We have to decide. The path is easy, the path is well defined. What is the acronym of this chapter? It says it is easy. And that's what I want to communicate. That's what I want to reinforce. That's what I want to refresh. This is not rocket science. We can do it provided we want to do it. So, what is easy, enemy or friend? We'll be doing two verses in this. Ashtanga Yoga, success and failure, and the true yogi. This is the acronym of the chapter. And under this, we are going to do two verses today, verse 8 and verse 9. This is how the journey of the yogi is. Don't try to read through the verses or read this. Make it very simple. It starts with self-mastery. We are the captain of our ship. We are the captain of our mind. So if we make an attempt to self-mastery, we are on the right path. Practice detachment. Go to a place of solitude. Seek solitude to find focus and concentration. Steadfast practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Sense control. Try and resist the temptation for sense gratification. Have a focused mind. Don't try to dilute. Don't try to diffuse. Be focused on the goal that I want infinite, eternal peace, and that only comes by keeping my mind steady on Krishna. Then the last step, the last verse is attainment of peace. Last class, we ended on this verse, which said, Jitatmanaha prasantasya paramatma samahitaha sitoshna sukadukeshu tata manapanamanayoho. What is the translation? For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached. That is the power of controlling the mind, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. Prabhuji summarized this beautifully when he said, We are or we can control our mind provided we are able to manage the three levels of duality. What are they? Physical. That's what Krishna says. Sitoshna, Sukha. Sitoshna. Sita is cold, Ushna is heat. Mental. Mind feels happiness and distress. We should control our mind to say that don't overreact if you are happy in a happy situation. Don't overreact when you are in a sad situation. Both are same, both are relative. If you are very happy because of one good thing, that good thing also has to come to an end. If you are in a bad situation, that bad situation also has to come to an end. Recognize this and have a balanced approach. Ego, with the help of intelligence, feels honor and dishonor. Oh, Ramesha insulted me. Oh, Shamchandra Prabhuji gave me a lot of love today. This is not the state of mind we should be cultivating. Mind has a tendency to drift, but we must say that no. If Ramesha is going to insult me today, it is fine. He was in a bad mood. Give him that space. If Shamchandra Prabhuji is going to praise me today for something which I don't deserve, take it calmly, take it coolly. There's nothing, you are not a cat's whisker. We are all equal in front of Krishna. We must say that, fine, today somebody said some good words, somebody did not say some good words. That is possible by practice. Now, jitatmanaha prasantasya. If you control your mind, you will be happy, infinite tranquility. But Prabhuji also showed us this. What happens? What are the symptoms of Kali Yuga? Why are we all desperately trying to be peaceful? Because we are unable to control our mind and we have disturbed senses, fickle mind, lusty intelligence, running behind desires. You have suicides, you have murders, you have liquor addiction, you have smoking. What have you? If you are not able to control your mind, this is the state of mind we are going to be facing. And in this state, there is no way that we can achieve peace. So if you want to move from this state to this state, follow the path, anchor your mind on Krishna. Let's come to the first verse of the day. Very interesting verse. And I had made a mention of this in the group, saying that in this class, whenever could be Anusha, could be Saptadeep, whoever it is, when they share reflection, we are living this step. Gnana Vignana Truptatma, Kutasto Vijitendriya, Yukta iti uchyate yogi, Samalostrasma Kanchanaha. Gnana Vignana Truptatma. That is the essence of learning. Knowledge by itself is not sufficient. The knowledge has to move towards application. It has to be wisdom. It has to be realization. Only then we will have Truptatma, self-fulfillment. This is the first step in the journey of yogic peace. How does the yogi find peace? How we can find peace? By starting our journey towards self-mastery. Realization brings satisfaction and equal vision. Let's go to the translation. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. So Krishna is not only defining equal vision, he's also giving you the explanation of how a man would respond to the wealth, the stone that comes in his path. And he says that all are same. That is equal vision. I want to stress on these two first words, Gnana Vijnana. The next slide is going to be taking us through in this to get a flavor so that we have a deep understanding of what Krishna is saying. How can these two words, Gnana Vijnana, lead to Truptatma? I am giving you the example of a Google map. We all use this map very extensively. We are all familiar. We know what does a Google map do. That is Gnana. It gives us knowledge. It shows us the distance. It gives us the direction. We can navigate our way in any town with comfort, with confidence. Second example of Gnana, knowledge, is food recipe book. What does a recipe book do? It shows you the ingredients that are used for cooking, how to make that dish, what is the cooking time, etc. Knowledge is in the recipe book. Instruction manual, similar example. Unless and until you open this book, it is knowledge. That knowledge is not sitting in you. You have to open the book, read the book, then it becomes wisdom, Vijnana. Prescription. We all go to a doctor. Doctor gives us a prescription. We know what medicines to take, but unless you take the medicines, it is only knowledge. So this is the understanding. When you apply that knowledge in your life, that becomes Vijnana. How do you apply this knowledge? You have to travel. Use the map while you are sitting in the car driving. Then you get the knowledge. You derive the benefit of the knowledge which is in the Google map. Recipe book. If you want to get the benefit of the knowledge in the book, cook. If you want to get the benefit in the instruction manual, use the equipment. If you want to get the benefit of doctor's prescription, take the medicine. Who is responsible in each of this case? Gnana is in front of us. It's available to all of us all the time. What makes the difference is until and unless I decide to use it, apply it, feel it, experience it, it is only knowledge. So Krishna says, convert this knowledge into realization. Then you will have Truptatma. That is the way to understand the first line, and it means a lot for us to practice in our lives. Gnana Vijnana Truptatma. Gnana is knowledge, as we've seen the examples. You get this knowledge by hearing, by seeing, by reading, by contemplation. We have seen the 4 examples. The realization comes by using that knowledge. Information is of no use until and unless you adopt it. You bring it into your lives, you practice it. Then you achieve Truptatma, satisfied. Opening Gita, reading the verse is, okay, let us go a step backwards. Having Gita in front of you, opening Gita in front of you, yes, you have opened the doors to knowledge. Reading Gita is taking another step. You are trying to understand what's the message in the Gita. The day you say that, I want to control my mind, that is the day when the journey begins. Kutasto Vijitendriya. Stha means situated, Kuta means at a very high level. We can start the journey from material world realization to spiritual world realization if we are able to master our senses. Vijitendriya. Kutasto Vijitendriya. That's what Krishna says. Kuta is high level. So we must move from lower level of material realization to higher level of spiritual realization. And that is possible by Vijitendriya, controlling our senses. How many senses we have? We have 5 senses. Each one of them have to be controlled. Yukta iti uchyate yogi. That is the person who becomes an yogi who has equal vision. What is that equal vision is defined by this beautiful example. Krishna says, Samalostrasma kanchanaha. What is kanchanaha is gold. What is asma? It is stone. What is lostra? That is pebbles. Prabhupada says very nicely in the purport that for a yogi, mundane scholarship, you may be a science graduate, engineering graduate, doctor graduate, all that is material knowledge. That material knowledge, material scholarship, mental speculation, which may be as good as gold to others. If you are not an engineer, you will always feel that I should have been an engineer. That's the aspiration. But Prabhupada explains in the purport that it is of no greater value than pebbles or stones for a self-realized person. Because, oh, what happened? I'm getting a call, but I can't take the call now. So, you have to realize that mental aptitude, mental skill, material qualification gives us a standing for us to use whatever we are blessed with. But the purpose of life is not only material achievements. The purpose of life is to understand that beyond material gain, material knowledge lies spiritual knowledge. Our quest for peace does not come from material qualification, material acquisition. It comes from spiritual realization. When gnana becomes vijnana, only then you get truptatma. This is the essence of this verse. What is the learning for our daily lives? We can't lose weight just by reading books on how to lose weight. You can go on expanding the examples. We can't learn swimming by sitting on the banks of the swimming pool. Unless we get into the swimming pool and start making an attempt to learn swimming. Unless we diet, unless we exercise, we can't reduce our weight. Unless gnana becomes vijnana, we will not be able to achieve wisdom. That is the essence of this verse. Let's go to the next verse. Another interesting verse coming up. Surun mitrari udasinam adhyast dveshya bandhushu sadhushu apipcha papeshu sama buddhir vishishyate. What is the one-line summary of this verse? Detachment is the next step. So self-mastery, control of senses, detachment. Only then you can develop equal vision. Then you are going towards from Arurakshito stage to Aruda stage. Let's go to the translation. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards, look at the number of people that Krishna has defined: honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral people, mediators, the envious, because you find all kinds of people, friends, enemies, pious, the sinners, all with an equal mind. Krishna says in social interactions, we are all made up of social interactions. We cannot have a choice on what person we are going to meet. What is going to be the behavior of a person who is next to us? What we can do, which is within our control, Krishna says, treat all of them equally. That is equal vision. And I will also bring out the essence of equal vision that Krishna has earlier used and what is the difference between that equal vision and this equal disposition. In this verse, we studied Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Sunichaiva Swapakicha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So Krishna has used this word Samadarshina. We have studied this equal vision. A karma yogi, by doing his action, treats all these four people with equal vision. This is spiritual vision because he has realized that whatever may be the body, the soul within is the same. That's the first step. That's what a karma yogi achieves by doing his action, following the path of Gita. In this, We are now studying Samabuddhir Vishishyate. What is the difference between Samadarshinaha and Samabuddhir Vishishyate? Both are equal vision, but there is a difference, a subtle difference, quite a deep difference if you get into the details. Because that is for a Karma Yogi, this is for Ashtanga Yogi. Now I'm giving you an example of a blank screen. If you go to a movie hall in a theater, you will get this. What can you see on the screen? You can see a hero, you can see a villain, you can see a family, you can see emotions of joy, sorrow, what have you. Now, the way to understand what Krishna is saying, Samabuddhir Vishishyate, is you must be like the screen. If I remove the projection, there is no joy, there is no family, there is no villain, there is no hero. It is just a blank screen. All that you saw earlier is just nothing but a projection. So Krishna says, you must be that blank screen in life. Whatever be the people, whatever the kind of behaviors that you see, you witness, you experience, it doesn't matter. Do not get into the mode of, he insulted me, my ego is hurt. No, this is not the way I was expecting it. Take it. Yes, you are not in control of his behavior. Krishna says, higher yogic state, mental balance required to treat friends and enemies alike. That comes from Ashtanga Yoga. This is even more evolved than Samadarshinaha. So Samabuddhir Vishishyate is more evolved. That is the first step. This is the second step. There we have spiritual vision. Here we have spiritual equal disposition, which is slightly more difficult because our false ego does not like to get insulted, does not like someone talking ill of us. It always wants people to praise, people to speak good, people to be positive, but then there is no positive without a negative. Krishna says this is what we have to practice. And that is the essence of this verse. Let's go to the explanation. Suhran mitrari udasinam. Suhran mitra. We have seen this in the last class 5.29. Suhrudam sarvabhutanam. Suhrudan means the best friend. You cannot have anyone else as a better friend than Krishna. Now here's Krishna is saying, even if you have a best friend, what your behavior is towards him, you should have the same behavior towards your enemies, towards your people who are neutral, people who come to meditate, madhyastha, people who are bandhushu, your relatives, sadhushva picha papeshu, who are like Srila Prabhupada. He was living in this world as though this was Goloka. For him, nothing made a difference because for him, everything was ultimately being offered at the lotus feet of Krishna. Papeshu, there are many sinful people. Samabuddhir Vishishyate. Irrespective of what kind of people you come across, that is not your choice. Krishna says you have one choice to make. Samabuddhir. Treat them with equal disposition. Is it easy? It is not easy. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. How is it possible? By practice, by reading Gita, by understanding what is the essence of the message of Krishna. Vishishyate. We can excel in our own lives during our lifetimes by trying to imbibe this, by trying to embed this behavior into our minds. That is where you start climbing the steps of getting into that yogic peace. What are the day-to-day learnings, the takeaways? I have given you two examples here. And reflect. We have so much to learn from Mother Universe, Prakriti. Krishna doesn't say anything which you cannot observe in your lives around you. The tree gives shade even to a person who comes to cut it. It does not differentiate. That is Samabuddhir Vishishyate. Like the sun that shines on a palace and prison equally, a yogi's heart offers equal respect to everyone. This is what we must become aware of. This is what we must take away and say that I will internalize this. I will practice this. Next time you are in a situation of road rage, someone is trying to overtake you from the wrong side, we must say that Samabuddhir Vishishyate. That behavior is not in our control. Let us try to We must control ourselves than trying to control him. Again, as I said, the bottom line remains easier said than done. But practice makes a man perfect. So every problem has a solution. Let's go to verse number 3 of the day. And we start the Ashtanga Yoga section. This is a long section, 10 to 36 verses, where we study Arurakshatu, which is the practicing stage of Ashtanga Yoga, up to 6.17. And from 6.18 to 6.32 is the Aruda stage, which is the perfection stage. Before we go into the verse, let us start with a story. The king and the silent sage. So there lived a king who once visited the forest to meet his favorite guru. And he said, "Oh dear guru, why do you want to sit in this forest all alone? I have so much to offer you. This entire kingdom belongs to you. My palace is yours. You please come and stay with us. You will have the best of food. You will have the best of solitude. I assure you, I will not disturb you. You will be surrounded by whatever you wish to have, and you can continue to meditate in peace." The sage smiled and said, "My dear king, thank you very much. I really respect your respect and love for me, but let me explain my problem. I am a sage in search of peace. Please understand, the peace can come only by being in solitude, not being surrounded by all the wealth that you have in the palace." The king was looking at him puzzled. Then the sage said, "Please imagine what happens when you light a lamp. The lamp can burn only if there is less wind around the lamp. Many a times we have to hold our hands, protect the flame so that it doesn't get disturbed by the wind. So if the flame has to burn brightly, there has to be less wind. Now, if I come to the palace, what happens is that just like the flame gets disturbed by a heavy flow of wind, the same thing will happen to my penance, my austerity, my meditation. It will get disturbed rather than get benefited. That's the reason why I politely decline your invite to be with you in the palace. I will continue to meditate, sitting alone in solitude within the forest." This is the context for this verse. What is the one-line summary of the story? First, quieten the surroundings, then the mind becomes quiet. You cannot meditate, you cannot achieve anything if you sit in a disturbed environment. This is called the SSMPK Guide to Meditation. Don't worry about the acronyms, just please understand that how you should proceed in terms of understanding that I need to do this step by step. It's like writing an exam. I have to go through the syllabus, I have to practice it, I have to understand what could be the tricky questions coming in the syllabus. Practice, prepare, perfect. Prior planning makes perfect results. So this is the guide to meditation. We are going to go through these verses one by one. So now we are going into the first step, solitude. What is the verse? Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi stitah ekaki yata chittatma nirasir aparigraha. Let me assure you, this 7 verses today are not high, heavy philosophical verses. They are only showing you the path as to how we can come in control of our minds. This is one path. There is a different path if you are a devotee. But if you are a person who believes in that, show me the science. Show me the path where I can understand what I need to do. Show me the process and tell me what is the result. What can I achieve by following the path? Krishna says this is what you can achieve. Choose solitude. Just like we saw in the story, the sage says, I can't sit and meditate in the palace. Let's go through the translation. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. Why the sage refused to go to the palace? Because he doesn't want to become a prey to the attractions of wealth, comfort within the palace. We must also realize we must give away or we must step away from our comfort zone of trying to do things which are sensually satisfying, sensually attractive. To do and practice something which is not as attractive as going and having a gulab jamun. We must say that no, 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 I want to refrain from that because having a gulab jamun has its side effects too. To practice that control, yogi yunjita satatam looks very complex, very simple. Yunjita means concentrated in meditation. We also have to concentrate our minds on dropping its anchor on Krishna. How many times a day or how many times a month? Is it weekly? Is it hourly? Krishna says satatam, always. You have no choice. For a minute, if you were to move away from that goal, the world of Maya envelops you. And then you get what you can say misdirected. We should always practice this control. Atmanam rahasi stitaha. What is Atmanam? It is body, mind, self. All our faculties should be focused and controlled. Rahasi stitaha. And that is possible in a secluded place. Ekaki yata chittatma. Ekaki means again, no distractions. Yata chittatma. When you sit in that place and meditate, you will be able to control your mind and body far better than you would have done in a noisy marketplace. Nirasir aparigraha. Nirasir is give up material desires. Aparigraha, no hoarding. A person who is insecure of what is going to happen to me tomorrow will find it very difficult to find or progress on this path. One must be very confident, very assured that having been born in this world, our next day, our next meal, everything is assured. It is just that we do not know how that next meal is going to come our path or come our way. But if you believe in this simple philosophy that I am here as Krishna's servant, I am here to practice sense control, control my mind and senses, then you are on the path of realizing tranquility. And it is yogi yunjita satatam. This is a tapasya for all times to come. There is nothing like I will do this year and next 2 years I'll relax and then third year I'll come back. This doesn't work that way. So what are the two things for most important things for us to achieve this concentration focus? Ekaki, one is secluded, rahasi stitaha. Internally, one is concentrated. That is the prerequisite for meditation. Yoga, in essence, means pursuit of higher spiritual truths. It is not just yoga asana. Yoga asana is what we all understand. Yoga by the Bayside. We have our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has made yoga famous across the world. But that is only one part of yoga. The true meaning of yoga is to try and control your mind and senses and drop your anchor in Krishna. This is the way a person will engage himself in focused pursuit of controlling his mind and senses on one goal. And that is, how do I realize Krishna? Sri Rupa Goswami very nicely characterizes Krishna consciousness in this way. And Srila Prabhupada mentions this in the purport. He says, Anasaktasya visayan yataharam upayunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam yuchyate. When one is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything, in relation to Krishna, one is slightly situated above possessiveness. So we must decide very consciously that I will have less and less of everything so that I don't get tempted. And whatever more comes my way is for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is the magic formula. What is the learnings from this verse? Create solitude outside to discover peace inside. We cannot achieve focus, concentration in a disturbed environment. We cannot allow our mind to wander, get distracted, at the same time also say, I want to be peaceful. It doesn't work. External disturbances result in internal distractions. We go to the next verse. Suchau deshe pratisthapya स्थिरम आसनम आत्मनः नाटि उश्रितम नाटि नीचम चैलांजिन कुशरोत्तरम कुशोत्तरम. Now, after finding that solitude, a place to meditate, Krishna then tells us what should be the preparation of our sitting place. Every step is important. You cannot say, oh, well, I will do what I have gone into a nice solitude place. I have a lot of peace of mind. Now I will sit wherever I want. No, Krishna says, follow the basics. Only then you can excel. The translation of this verse looks very long translation, but it has very simple inner things to understand. To practice yoga, Krishna says, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground. The ground should be comfortable for you to sit, and then cover it with a deer skin to make it even more comfortable, and a soft cloth. Go through this carefully. It is not just, you can sit anywhere. The seat should be neither too high nor too low. That is also recommended, and should be situated in a sacred place. Choose a place which is serene, which is tranquil. The yogi should then sit on the seat very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing on one point. So this is the preparation that you have to do if you are to sit in yoga. Sit in the process of meditation. What are the four things he highlights? Clean place, suchau deshe, stable seat, sthiram asanam, nati ushritam, nati nicham, not too high, not too low. 3 layers of seat cover to sit comfortably. Watch these carefully. 3 layers of seat cover to sit comfortably. So Krishna has taken sufficient care to give you a recommendation that makes you comfortable. He wants you to be peaceful when you sit in the process of meditation. Suchau deshe pratisthapya. Suchau is sacred, deshe is place, pratisthapya, situate oneself. Be seated there. What are the things you should look at when you are finding a seat to sit? Clean place, pure, quiet, and spiritually uplifting. Choose it with care. Sthiram asanam atmanaha. Sthiram means steady asana. You can't be shaking like this if you want to concentrate. Your posture should be stable, firm, fixed for meditation. Nati ushritam, nati nicham. Now he says, please choose a place which is not too high. Why does he say this, not too low? Because if you go to a place which is well elevated, then what happens? You may get exposed to a lot of nice things happening around you and you may get disturbed. On the contrary, if you sit in a pit which is too low, then you have the danger of people throwing some things at you or an animal coming and disturbing your concentration. So Krishna says, sit in a place which is neither too high nor too low. Protect yourself, be peaceful. So height balance also matters when you sit, when you choose the place and the way you sit for meditation. Chailajina kushottaram. What is this? He says, you should have 3 layers of nice, comfortable seat to be built. So the top layer is chaila, it's cloth. The middle layer is either deer skin or tiger skin, and bottom is kusha grass. So with this, your seat becomes comfortable for you to sit. So place, height, seat, and how the seat should be constructed. That is also described in this verse. So with that, we come to the end of 6.10. We go to 6.12. So 11 we completed, and now we go to 6.12. Easy versus smooth flowing. Let's go through the story to understand what Krishna is trying to say this. So you have self-mastery, you have understood focus, you have chosen a silent place, you have prepared your seat. Now you should get into the actual process of meditation. So here, let's look at this example. This is sun. So when you have sun, which is spread everywhere, it is light. It is equally hot for everyone, unless you are under a shade. But the same sunlight, if you focus it through a magnifying glass, what happens? The paper burns. The same sunlight acquires this power to burn the paper. That is the power of focus. That is the power of concentration. This verse is talking about that. The essence of learning in this example is scattered mind, like sunlight, is weak. A focused mind becomes powerful. Concentration multiplies the power of the mind. That is what we are trying to unlock through meditation. This verse gives us that description. Let's go through this verse. Tatraikagram manakrutva yatta chittendriya kriya upavishyasane junjat yogam atma vishuddhaye. How we should prepare our consciousness, how we should develop our concentration. That is what Krishna describes in this verse. Small translation, but it has a lot of essence to it, a lot of deep understanding. How we can achieve that concentration is very important to understand. Remember the magnifying glass. The yogi should then sit on this comfortable seat very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point. That is most important. Don't try to look here and there. That doesn't help concentration. It disturbs your concentration. Again, an easier verse to understand. We will only understand how Krishna is communicating this and reinforcing the learning verse by verse. In 5.11, he says, Kayena manasa buddhya kevalair indriyairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktatma shuddhaye. So he has already told us how to purify ourselves. So in this verse, he says 5.11, the yogi is abandoning attachment. Act with body. Whenever he says yogi here, he's a karma yogi. The 5th chapter was karma yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with the senses only for the purpose of purification. So we have already seen this. If you are a karma yogi, purification is a must. We must act in a way which helps us get purified. Krishna says if you are an Ashtanga yogi, you also have to do the same thing, purify yourself. Purity in external discipline helps the mind become steady for meditation. Ashtanga yogi, karma yogi acts, Ashtanga yogi withdraws from action and contemplates turning consciousness inwards. The goal is the same, but the paths are different. And the essence of this slide is to try and bring home the difference. There is a purification as a karma yogi, there is a purification as Ashtanga yogi. Both have the same goal of purification, but the process is different. Here you achieve by contemplating and withdrawal from action, whereas as a karma yogi, you achieve purification by being in the thick and thin of action. You use your body, mind, and intelligence, but your objective is to get purified. So you must understand the context of 5th chapter purification and 6th chapter purification. There, a karma yogi is acting for purification. Here, a Ashtanga yogi is acting for purification. Upavishya asane. Upavishya asane yunjat. Sit down. Sit down on the seat that you have prepared. Tattaraikagram manakrutva. Aikagram means concentrating the mind, and concentration doesn't come easy. It's not like I close my eyes and I will concentrate. No way. Your eyes will open, your eyes will wander, your mind will wander. You'll have to force yourself to bring to that stage of ekaki. Yatachittendriya kriya. doesn't happen just by closing your mind, unless your mind, which has a window to the world, you must try and close that down. You must quieten that down. You must say that, my dear sir, you have a purpose, and that is to focus on the point here and do not get distracted. So control the activities of mind, prepare consciousness for meditation. You will get that focus of what the magnifying glass did, provided you are able to control your mind. Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye. You are doing this for purification of your consciousness. There are 5 stages described for controlling the mind. I am only giving you a jhalak, an overview. We will study this in the coming verses 18, 19, 20, when Prabhuji takes this in the next class, where you are going to be in the stage of samadhi. Muda is we are in the mode of ignorance, tamas. Kshipta is rajas. Even that's not ideal. Vikshipta, that's when our rajas starts getting converted to sattva. What we are doing today, listening to this, getting away from all the busy, prioritized work that we have in the material world and sitting here to listen to this class carefully, is moving our mode of passion tendency to the mode of goodness. That's Vikshipta. Ekagra, repeated attempts to concentrate. It is a Herculean task to concentrate your mind. We must do it. Then you achieve the stage of Nirodha, that is spiritual consciousness awakens. So controlling your mind is a step-by-step process. It doesn't happen just by waving a magic wand. Control your mind. Don't let your mind control you. You must say this to yourself every time you find something distracting you. You want to study, your mind says, let's go to a movie. You want to fast, you want to control your diet, your mind will say, let's feast. So that's the challenge of mind. And that is what we should try to control. Learning for our daily life, focus not on comfort or discomfort, focus on purification. The more we are able to control ourselves, the better we are at purifying ourselves. We go to the next verse. Samam kaya siro grivam dharayan achalam stiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishas chanavalokayan. Another easy verse. How to meditate. So Krishna is like opening the plantain, the banana, and cutting it into small pieces and feeding it into our mouth. He says, do this step by step, you will achieve that goal of peace. Translation. One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. So one cannot be more precise in defining the steps, in defining the process. There is no lack of clarity on what should be done. The question is, the challenge is how we will do it. So what is this verse saying? Very easy to understand. Samam kaya sirogrivam. Kaya means body's middle section. Sira means head. Grivam means neck. He's saying, sit erect. Do not slouch. The moment you slouch, you are not able to, you tend to relax, you tend to become, no, you're not really focused on what I want. So if the moment you're sitting erect, then that's the posture to progress further. Dharayan achalam stiraha. Sit straight. Don't look here and there. Sthira, determined effort. As I said, to concentrate is easier said than done. Sampreksha nasikagram swam. Where should you concentrate? Gaze at the tip of the nose or between the eyebrows. You should have your mind to focus on one point. What does the magnifying glass do? It magnifies the diffused sunlight into one single powerful beam which has the power to burn. We must focus our mind to concentrate on one point so that we will be able to control our mind and senses and say that I want to meditate on the single point, and that is focus my mind on Krishna. Tisas chanavalokayan. Do not look here and there. That's another thing. Why is Krishna saying so many times, sit straight, look at your one point, and then do not move here and there. If that happens, your concentration, your effort to concentrate gets disturbed. We come to the last verse of the day. Very important verse. Again, I'll give you 2 examples to understand What is the essence of this message? This picture shows us a child holding her father's hand. Actually, the child, when it came out, it was walking along with the father, but was not very keen to hold the hands of the father. It said, I am also quite capable. I may be young, but then I know how to cross the road. But that day, the traffic was heavy, honking vehicles, and looking at the crowd, the child felt, oh, I don't think I am going to be comfortable crossing this busy road. Then what did the child do? Child did not say, I will not cross the road because it's too risky for me. The child said, let me hold the hand of my father. Anyway, my father is next to me, and it held the hands of the father. Now, what happened? Nothing changed in the external world. The traffic was as busy as it was, the honking continued as it was, the street was still crowded. Not that by holding the father's hand, everything disappeared. Nothing changed. External world, no change, but there is a big change in the internal world because the child felt confident. The child felt assured. The child felt peaceful. And what was the act? The act was just to hold the hands of her father. We, as yogis, we, as people who want peace, we must hold the hands of our eternal Father Krishna similarly. That is the essence of this verse and this story. Let's go further. Now, this is an example which talks about what happens to a lamp in a windy place and a windless place. I have mentioned this in the earlier example too. When you light a lamp in a windless place, the lamp catches on, burns brightly because the wind is not a distraction. The moment there is a whiff of wind into the room where the lamp is burning, what happens? The flame starts twisting, shaking, and it can even get put off. That is the power of wind. That is the power of distractions. This flame is like our mind. If you have less distractions, it will burn like this brightly. If you have more distractions, it will become wavy and shaky like this flame. And what is that wind that we face? We face it's like, your desires, your anxiety, your tendency to get angry, your tendency of disappointment, your tendency of regret, your tendency of too much of ambition not being fulfilled. You say, oh Krishna, he's not been kind to me. All these feelings are the wind in the mind. If you are able to extinguish each one of them one by one, and say that, oh dear mind, quieten yourself. All these are temporary. What is more important is the focus on Krishna. When the wind of desire stops, the flame of the mind stands straight towards Krishna. Let's go to the verse. Prasantatma vigita bihir brahmachari vrate stitah man samyamya machitto yukta asita matparaha. Krishna is telling us how to meditate. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, remember the child holding her father's hand, completely free from sex life. Now, meditation has an important qualifier. It says, free from sex life, brahmachari vrate stitaha. One should meditate upon me within the heart. Manasamyamya machitto. Then you will get me yukta asita matparaha and make me the ultimate goal of life. Let's go to the explanation. Prasantatma is peaceful mind. We all desire to have peaceful mind. We are discovering the path as an Ashtanga yogi, how you can achieve that. Vigita behave, free from fear. Brahmachari vrate stitaha. This is the first verse in Gita where Krishna is specifically saying you must practice celibacy. Because a yogi cannot mingle with a yogini. A yogini symbolizes attachment. And what is the requirement for focus and concentration is detachment. So brahmacharya is very important if you are going to be an Ashtanga yogi. Manasamyamya machito. If you are able to control your mind by following strict vows of celibacy and brahmacharya, you will be able to make your mind concentrate on me. Yukta asita matparaha. Matparaha is having Krishna as the supreme goal. The purpose of Ashtanga Yoga is to attain me. That is the essence of this verse. We must remember these magical words. Manasamyamya machito yukta asita matparaha. With this, we come to the end of the session. What is the learning from this verse? Krishna is not just the object of meditation, he is also its objective. We must remember this. Why we must anchor our mind on Krishna? Because he is not just the object, he is just the objective too. What is the takeaway? We must try to distill the entire knowledge that we have heard into one, two lines, one, two words so that we can remember them. Mind controlled, peace revealed. When is the question? The journey begins now because we have understood what is the requirement as defined by Krishna. What is the blueprint of yogic peace? That is meditation and controlling your mind. Thank you very much. We are now at the end of the session. We will start quiz time. Now the floor is all yours. You make the best use of this. Participate wholeheartedly. Don't worry about right or wrong answer. What matters is your participation. The first question. Shall we go live, Prabhuji, with
Yes,
the
Prabhu.
quiz?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Perfect. The first question is, who is considered truly satisfied in knowledge according to the verse 6.8? One who has memorized many scriptures, he is an expert. One who is satisfied by intellectual knowledge alone, he's extremely intelligent, high IQ. One who is satisfied by both realized knowledge and wisdom. One who is respected by scholars. He has a lot of reputation. I see Mithali, I see Krishna Mohan Prabhu, I see Saptadeep. Excellent. Prabhuji, if I'm not right, I'm mistaken, it is Mithali who raised her hand first.
Yes, Prabhu. Correct.
Mithali, it's over to you. What's the right answer?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then with Pranam. Option C.
C. You're
C.
sure?
Yes.
Lock kiya jaye.
हाँ.
Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed. The correct answer is C. Well done, Mithali. You open with full marks. Excellent. Let's go to the next question. According to Krishna in Gita 6.9, the yogi with samabuddhi, equal vision, is one who behaves exactly the same with every person regardless of their conduct. Avoids judging anyone as a saint or a sinner. He makes no judgment. Treats saints and sinners identically in both thought and action. Sees all people as spiritually equal while acting appropriately according to their role. Krishna Mohan Prabhu. I see Saptadeep. Very good. So I'll give this to Krishna Mohan Prabhu. Saptadeep, next question is yours. I see Anusha also. Very good. Over to you, Krishna Mohan Prabhu.
ठीक है चंपू, just give me a second. I'm driving. I'm in the car. रोक रहा हूँ साइड में.
Sure, sure. Take your time, Prabhuji. You park your car, Prabhuji.
Yes, I parked my car, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Just
yes.
I'm मैं दोबारा से एक बार अगेन सबको ऑप्शन पढ़ रहा हूँ प्रभु जी.
Okay. आराम से. No hurry.
I am confusing A and D. Uh, A
Don't
is
worry,
the
whatever comes to your mind.
A is the right answer.
A is the right answer. Lock किया
Yeah.
जाए?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Let us see. Fingers crossed. The correct answer is D. Hard
D.
luck, Prabhuji.
I will go
All
on
of
D
them
and
look
A and
same, but the answer is D.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, no worries. Better luck next
Mm.
time. Let's go to question number 3. So the scores are balanced, one right, one wrong. The next question. According to Krishna in Gita 6.10, the yogi practicing meditation should primarily, first option, practice meditation in a secluded place while controlling mind and body, free from desires and possessiveness. Renounce society completely and live permanently in isolation. Withdraw to a solitary place and meditate while maintaining moderate contact with society. I can see lots of hands going up. Looks like an easy question. Meditate in solitude, mainly to avoid disturbances from other people. I saw Ramesh hands going up first, Prabhuji. Is it right?
That's right, Prabhu. I think Ramesh
Perfect.
raised his hand.
I'm very happy to see so many hands going up. I will disappoint 5 of you, but I will give it to Ramesh because he was the first to raise his hands. Over to you, Ramesha. What's the right answer?
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
I'll go with A, even though D is very close. A, I'll go with A.
Sure.
Yes, yeah,
Think carefully.
I will go with A.
Okay. Lock किया जाए.
Yes.
Okay. The correct answer is A. That's the right answer. Well done. So 2 good and 1 not so good. Well done. Go to the next question. Now, this is for all the others who raised your hands. Make the best use of this opportunity. Question number 4 coming up on your screens. It says, what is the correct arrangement of meditation seat described? I was emphasizing this again and again in this verse because I knew there was a question coming up. So, Anusha, Saptadeep, even before I show the answers, they are raising their hands. Even Ramesha is there. The first question is, the option is kusa grass, deer skin, cloth. B, soft cloth, deer skin, kusha grass. Please understand the question carefully. What is the correct arrangement that Krishna has specified? Deer skin, kusha grass, cloth. And fourth, cloth, kusa grass, deer skin. Now, it should be Anusha, right, Prabhuji, who raised their hand first?
Yes, Prabhu.
Perfect. So again, for the disappointment of all the others, I give it to Anusha. Anusha, over to you. Anusha is traveling, so maybe she will find it difficult. Anusha, you are on mute. Anusha, it's your choice or your turn.
Maybe you can pass it on to. Oh, she typed in
Let
the
me see what she says in the message.
A.
Here is the
She
message.
has typed as A.
Acha, A is it?
Hmm.
Kusha grass, deer skin, and cloth. Are you very sure? The correct answer is A. Well done. So, out of 4, 3 rights and 1 wrong. Well done. The last question for all of you to try and catch up, make it, grab it. Last question. According to Krishna and Gita 6.14, the yogi should meditate by controlling the mind, becoming peaceful, fearless, and focusing on the impersonal absolute. Fantastic. I see Ramesh and Krishna, even before I complete the answers, raising their hands. Remaining peaceful and fearless, following the wall of brahmacharya, and fixing the mind on Krishna. Practicing silence and austerity while withdrawing the mind from all objects. Fixing the mind on the self while remaining detached from all relationships. I know it was Ramesha who raised the hands first, but I'll give it to Krishna Mohan Prabhu. Is it okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Over to you, Krishna Mohan Prabhu. You have a
Hare
chance.
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. It's B.
Sure.
Yes, Prabhuji.
100%.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's see if this is the right answer.
Hmm.
Yes, it is the right answer. Well done. So you made up for your first answer, which was not right. Excellent. Well done. Thank you all for the participants. And my apologies because there were many hands which were raised, but I could only give it to one. So let's continue with the participation, and we will have many chances coming up your way in the following classes. Thank you very much. And now we are on 8:14. So we can take one or two reflections. Who would like to go first? I see Krishna Mohan Prabhu's hand is raised. Is it? You want to start with the reflection, Prabhuji?
No, Prabhuji, I am driving. Actually, वो पहले का क्वेश्चन भी रेस करा था
Okay. No problem.
और हम नहीं कर पाए. Sorry.
Right. Anyone else who would like to share your thoughts? Quick reflections, need not be very detailed, no preparation required. It is called Ashubhashana. On the spur of the moment. Let me wait. Take your time. No hands are being raised. So if there is no inputs, then we can close the session. Take your time, reflect on it, and you can share it on the WhatsApp group as well.
I think Anusha has mentioned in the chat box that she will share it in the group.
Perfect. Thank you, Anusha. Thank you. So I'll pause for another 30 seconds. If someone wants to make up your mind, please feel free, or we close the class.
Thank you, Mitali. Yeah, I think
So
we can.
I don't see any hands going up. So let's close the class. We are on time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so until we meet next week, have a nice weekend and a good beginning to the next week. Also, Krishna Conscious Week. May we all be blessed with Krishna consciousness. And next week we might have a guest speaker. So I'll be preparing to travel. So let's see. Not finalized yet. We'll let you know soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Good night. Hare Krishna.
Hare
So I'm
Krishna.
ending the session now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.